KSU News at 6 starts right now.
For the second time in as many months, a sheriff in this region has been charged.
St. Tammany Parish Sheriff Randy Smith quietly surrendered at the Tangipahoa Parish Jail today to be booked on charges stemming from a restaurant brawl. You can see him right here departing the jail, facing a felony charge and 2 misdemeanors for disturbing the peace, one while appearing intoxicated. His bond has been set at $10,000.
We have live team coverage tonight breaking down the arrest warrant and the moment Sheriff Smith left the jail. Investigative reporter Aubrey Killian starts us off live outside St. Tammany Parish Council chambers for tonight's meeting. Aubrey.
Hey there, Gina. So we've actually moved inside of the chambers, and I want to give you a close-up look. Take a look at the agenda right here. Here is Sheriff Randy Smith's name right here at the bottom of the document. It says that tonight they're going to meet regarding the renewal of a law enforcement millage on the June ballot. And I want to give you a live look at the room. This room, it is packed. The parish president is not too far from where we are standing. We're set to hopefully get an interview with him. But this, again, comes as the future of the sheriff's office budget. It is on the line. I spoke with the victim, Bobby Gouvion. He says he's speaking only with WDSU Investigates after we've pushed for answers. Today, he said it's unacceptable for anyone, especially a high-ranking law enforcement official in St. Tammany Parish, to get physical. New records stating a review of the restaurant surveillance video showing that this attack appeared to be unprovoked. Records show Gouvion was attacked from behind, and Smith placed him in a chokehold, threw him violently on the ground, causing him to strike his head, and then proceed to strike him while he was defenseless on the floor. His injuries, a level 2 concussion. A copy of the receipt from Randy Smith's visit to Keith Young's steakhouse, take a look, show a large amount of liquor.
And knowing that justice will be served, I'm praying that justice will be served. I'm praying for the citizens of our parish, of St. Tammany Parish, that this doesn't happen to any of them or any of their family members.
Do you think if you did not speak up, this would have been swept under the rug?
Absolutely. But I have to praise the Attorney General's office. They have been phenomenal. The Sheriff's office, in my opinion, would not have done a thorough job. And I think some of the behaviors of the event, that it would have been squashed.
So again, here's a live look from the meeting. It has started. We will keep you posted on this developing story. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Aubrey, thank you. Now let's continue.
Now, as we're digging into the document surrounding Smith's arrest, as you heard, one of those charges is disturbing the peace in an intoxicated condition. So we have a look at his tab at Keith Young's steakhouse the night of the alleged assault, and the entire thing is $364, and that also includes food along with 18 drinks. Agents say that was for both Smith and his wife. So we're breaking it down for you. That includes 5 glasses of wine, 4 vodka martinis, along with 7 Tito's vodkas, 1 Tanqueray gin, and then 1 Kettle One vodka. Again, 18 beverages. Agents in the arrest report say that the drinks there had been purchased over the course of several hours and that there was also a strong odor of alcohol on his breath. Guys.
All right, Aubrey and Randy, thank you. Now let's continue our live team coverage with WDSU North Shore Bureau reporter Chantel Davis.
She is live at the Tangipahoa jail. And Chantel, you were there when the sheriff left the building. What did you see?
Actually, Gina Travers, I happened to be standing right here when the truck that Sheriff Randy Smith was in came speeding out of these gates. That happened around 2 this afternoon. Now, here's some video that I captured with my phone with Sheriff Randy Smith speeding out of the jail. Sheriff Smith was on the passenger side. We then obtained this video from the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, and this is with Smith walking out of the jail and into this white pickup truck. Now, the Tangipahoa Sheriff's Department tells us they did not know that Sheriff Smith was going to turn himself into their jail until he arrived. He was here for a little less than 2 hours. We are told that he was processed and then bonded out within that time frame. Now, Sheriff Smith issued an apology, and in that statement, he added, "As sheriff, I have ignored the attacks, threats, and lies directed at me. As a husband and father, the continued and worsening public harassment of my wife, the false statements against her, and the body shaming of her are not only despicable, but unacceptable. However, a legal analyst tells me while verbal threats is not a legal excuse for the alleged attack, a jury would have the final say."
I'm annoyed that I'm being insulted is not a defense. I'm annoyed that my family is being insulted is not a defense as a technical matter. But there's something referred to as jury nullification, whereby if a jury hearing the facts and circumstances of a case don't believe that somebody deserves to be punished given the circumstances, a jury could make the choice of finding for a reduced charge or even finding somebody not guilty.
Now, the legal analyst says if convicted, he could be removed from office and face up to 10 years in jail. I am live in Tammany Sheriff Parish. Chantel Davis, WDSU News.
Chantel, thank you.